Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I am doing my project for the Cardz TV sketch design team. And for this one, the challenge is to make a Halloween card. Now, I actually went through all of my Halloween stash and I have no Halloween paper. It's bizarre. It's got to be somewhere, just because I don't know if you've been following me, but I moved several months ago and I still haven't had a chance to organize all of my crafting stuff. So I'm going to be making my own paper with this card through the Cricut Design Space. Now for this card, it's a horizontal card. Card base is a regular A2 size. Mat is 4 by 5 1/4. And then the 3 strips are 1 5/8 by 3 1/8. Now you've got to go check out her sketches because, you know, if you're just needing inspiration, kind of don't have your mojo going and you need to make a card, her sketches are very, very helpful. So let's go into the Cricut Design Space. Now I just want to make a note. You see that the sizes are in fractions. Now I used to be able to do those in my head as far as converting them to decimals so that you can use the Cricut Design Space, but I just can't do that anymore. So I'm not ashamed, I have old brain. Anyway, all right, so let's start out by creating the card. I'm going to do insert shapes. This is going to be the actual card, which I will delete once I start printing everything out because I don't need this bottom layer. It's just as a guide. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to do edit. I'm going to unlock it and I'm going to make it 5.5 by 4.25. Then I need to do that top layer, and the top layer is the top layer is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to insert shape again, pick the square, unlock it, and do 5.25 by 4.0. Now I'm going to make this a pattern color. So I'm going to go click on the image. I'm going to go into layers. I'm going to click on the little square right there. And I'm going to ask it to print. This is going to be part of my paper. Now if you go down here to patterns, it brings up all the patterns that you need. Now I'm going to do a collection. And down here you've got all the styles. And then you've got themes. So I'm going to go to the Halloween theme. And there's all the Halloween paper. So let's just go through it here. Cute paper here. Very cute paper. But I saw one in here which is orange chevron. Let's see if I can find it again. There it is. I'm going to pick that. Alright, so that will go on top of there. And it'll print out now that it's, you know, in the print pattern mode. It'll print out like that on my printer. Except see how over here it's got the square and then the little printer picture. So we're good to go on that. Now I need to create some tags. And I'm going to do insert images. And I happen to know that the tag that I want is on tags, bags, phrases. So I clicked on cartridges and I'm going to pull up phrases. And I'm just going to go down here until I can find it and click on the view all. And the one that I found that I liked was this one right here. And that's rectangle tag, if anybody's looking for that. And I'm going to insert that. Now here was the tricky part. Because it's in fractions, I need to make it decimal. So I went onto Google and I typed in 3 1/8 in decimals. And it's 1/8 is a 0.125. So I was able to go back into the Cricut Design Space. I also need to know the 1 5/8, and I've already calculated that, and that's 1.625. But let's go ahead and we'll do it for you here. 1 5/8. Thank God for Google, right? Sorry, I did 5 5/8. 1 5/8 in decimals, and it's 0.625. So because it's 1 5/8, I need to put 1.625. So click on the tag. I'm going to do edit, unlock it. My width is going to be 1.625 and my height is going to be 3.125, and that's the conversion of the 1 5/8 and the 3 1/8. So I'm going to copy and paste that because we have 3 of those strips in there, and instead of strips I'm using the tags. That's going to be to make it a little bit different. Okay, so let's start with this tag. I'm going to click on it, I'm going to ungroup it, And because I'm doing the print and cut feature, I'm going to click on the red tag, go into layers, which is the very first one there, and I'll make that black. Now I'm going to go to this one, which comes up the very first one, and I'm going to do print patterns, and I'm going to pick a pattern. So let's go. I think I saw some skeletons in here. Skeleton heads right there. So we're going to do that. Click off of it, and then that's going to go on top of that. Now in order to do the print and cut, I want to go ahead and highlight this, and I want to do a line. I believe it's horizontally. Yep. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach it. All right, so let's do this one. Click, right click, ungroup. Pull it down, make this one black. I'm going to click on the image, click on the little image here, and then it's going to let me, pick the colors like so. And then click off of it, and then we're going to go ahead and find a pattern for this. Click on it here, and then we're going to find the, we're going to do the print. Automatically changes to print, and we're going to go into the patterns, and I've already had my filters set up. So let's go with something like this, which is kind of an orangey color. Actually, that's not going to show up too well on that. So let's go back to this. Yeah, we'll go to this. Click off of it. Can't really see it that well. Let's do that again. How about that one? And we're going to put that right there. And then I'm going to highlight it, align it, click on horizontally. And then that doesn't look like it actually worked. Maybe it did. I just was looking away. Yeah, it did. Okay, then I'm going to attach it. And over here, I did forget to flatten it. So I'm going to click it again. Oh, it went ahead and flattened it, and then on this one it's flattened as well, so it's going to print out all like that. So I have one more to go. Ungroup it by doing right click, ungroup. I'm going to change this to black. Come over here, click on that, and I'm going to print it, and it's going to be black. And then I'm going to go to the white or the gray colored one in this case, and I'm going to print it, and I'm going to try and find another pattern. So let's see if this one would look good. And that one's going to go on top of there. I like it. All right, so let's highlight it, come to a line, and center it horizontally. So all of these, I do need to attach this one, are going to go on here just like this. And I'm just going to go through and double check. That one's attached, that one's attached, and that one's attached. So they're all going to print out so nicely. And you can also double check if you go onto the actual images where you have your printer image there. And then that one's printed, and we're going to hide the actual base of the card because we don't need to print that one. Or I could delete it either way. All right, so I'm going to print these out, and we'll go over to the craft table and put the whole thing together. All right, so here it is. They have a really cute pattern designs on the Cricut design space, and I love this one. It's so cute. Now when I was doing the video prior to this part, there were a couple of patterns that I picked that I needed to purchase, and I didn't want to do that, so I went back in and I changed. I used the circle one instead of the chevron, and then I have the 3 tags. This one here has little skeletons on it. This one's got white skeletons on it, and then this one is just like the black distressed looking one. Now I'm going to be needing some white paper, so I'm going to save this, and that's where I'm going to be doing my stamping on with my Cardz TV stamps. Now the 2 stamps that I have are for Halloween themed, are the Spooky Sayings and also the Frankly Frightful. So let's put the card together. I'm going to use my glue. Just like this, right along the edge. I'm using a black card base, and that's just Recollections black cardstock. There we go. Straighten that up a little bit and put this down. Again, all the measurements were done right on the Cricut design space. Now for these tags, I don't want them to be, you know, sometimes when I have 3 strips like this, I usually end up like one's too far over here or one's over here. So what I want to do is I want to use my glue, but first I want to go ahead and put in my little, you know, I don't for sure what they would call this, jute. It's jute, yeah, and we're going to call it jute. And I'm going to use the orange. And I think what I'll do is I'll just make the loop, bring it through, and then bring the whole thing through again. I don't want like a lot of the jute sticking up, you know, on the top of the card. It's just going to be like a very small accent. So let's just do it like this. Bring this in a little bit, and then I'm going to trim it off. Like seriously, right all the way down there. And then we'll do this again. I do have black, but I like the orange. Pull it through. And then bring both of these pieces in. I could make it easier on myself and trim it ahead of time, instead of trying to pull the whole thing through. I have to be very careful not to tear this cardstock here as I'm, you know, making that jute go through. And just make sure that I'm all even Steven. There we go. And the last one. I'll push that aside so I don't get confused. We, speaking for myself. I am only one person. I don't know why I said we. Okay, so get that through as well. Again, push that up a little. Jute's a little tricky to work with. It can get stiff. Bring it up here, measure it, click it off. Okay, so let's start with putting the black ones on the outside. Make sure that I get right on the edge. And I'm going to go right down here. And bring it down just a little bit more, again, so that my jute hangs up like that, and then it'll still fit in the card. And then I'm going to put this black one on this side. And I'm looking at this area right here, just to make sure that it's, you know, pretty even. And I'm bringing it down. My T-square ruler will help a lot. Got to hurry quickly before the glue sets. Flip that around. And that looks like it's pretty even. All right, so let's do this one. And bring that down here. Making sure that there's equal amount of space in between there and there. Okay, so now I have these really cute K & Company embellishments that I had bought many, many years ago when I first started scrapbooking. So I'm going to be using those. This is actually the cover to it, and I had tried to sell this one time. That's why it had a $5 sticker on it, but I'm glad I did, because it's going to work great for here. It already has little pop dots on it, and that's going to go there like that. That's going to go there. And then I decided to do a bat and a spider on this one. Spider's going to go there. And the bat's going to go right there. And then on this one I'm going to put this really cute ghost. I want to make sure he fits. Yep. Oh, you know what? I like this one better. Yeah, with the little, he's trick-or-treating. Okay, so I have a strip right here that I need to put my sentiment on. I'm going to bring the sketch back in here. She's got a little bit more room here, but since I had the jute, I pulled it down. So I'm going to make sure that my strip that will fit right there. So I'm going to grab a smaller ruler. This is my Cricut ruler. And I'm going to see how much space I have. So I need to do a 1/2 inch strip. Set that aside. Bring in my paper cutter. And do a 1/2 inch strip. And then based on the size of this strip, I can choose my stamps. All right, so I love Ghouls Night Out, and I love, oh, I Only Have Eyes for You. That one I'm going to put right there. You know, I may not have to do a white strip right there. Maybe I'll just be able to stamp right on that. I'm going to use my Misty for this. Actually, I don't have it handy. I may have to pause the camera a minute. So we're going to do that one there. And then, how about a Boo to You? That needs, I need something a little smaller. So that's going to go there. And then this one here, nothing that's kind of straight. So let's go to this one and do Trick or Treat. Well, that's perfect for that. All right, let's see if I can find my, yeah, I'm not going to use the white strip. I'm just going to use this. I'm way up here. How did I get way up there? That's funny. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on. So this would be right here. I Only Have Eyes for You, and I'm probably way down off the camera again. And then just kind of measure it. And I'll straighten it out here in a minute. Then Boo to You, all the way over. Yeah, I love designing in the Cricut design space like we did in the earlier part of the video. Just there's so many options on what you can do. I am taking way too much time on this video. I am sorry. And then the Trick or Treat is going to have to be the second part of this because I don't have my long strip acrylic block handy. So we'll go like this. And stamp this. I have to go all the way over. Right there. And then I'll do the Trick or Treat. Take these off. And do the Trick or Treat. Stamp it again. And Trick or Treat. Oh, so cute. Now on the inside of this card, I have to put an orange strip. I was going to put white, but I thought that was boring because it's black. Unless you have a white gel pen, you can use that. So let's go ahead and put that in. Get that right. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And you know, we can do one more stamp if we wanted to. Oh, this is funny. No tricks, no treats. Let's do that one. Right there. Get my acrylic block. Stamp it on my ink. And there it is. Very cute. All right, thanks so much for being patient and watching. Hopefully this was helpful. It's awfully fun to use the pattern paper in the Cricut design space. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.